Good morning, guys. Hope you are well and sounding a lot better than I do. So, today, 11th Feb, is actually Safer Internet Day, and it's something that's celebrated every year. And as a mom who's a blogger and influencer, this is very important for me because my blog is about my family and my kids are active on social media. Well, Ashton is not so much Skylar because Skylar's underage. He's only 11 and you need to be 13. Now, I'm going to discuss with you 10 tips, and these have been given to me by Facebook because as much as they are about community and bringing people together, they are very much about safety. And they want to share these 10 tips with you to help you and your teenagers on how to work with the internet in a safer and more secure environment. So first of the 10 tips is that the age limit. Kids can only use Facebook and internet from the age of 13, so it's always important to check those conditions before your kids sign up for these things. But it's never too late to actually start discussing it. So the sooner you discuss the importance of internet being safe, things can go wrong, because they can go wrong if your kids are not understanding and they're not empowered on how to use the internet in a safe manner. And the way I manage my kids is by giving them information. You don't know what is expected of you, so how can you deliver on that? And even as kids, we need to advise them. So set these rules on what you expect in terms of their usage on internet, and explain to them you need to abide by these rules. Basic rules on sharing your password, for instance, that you shouldn't do that with mom, except for mom, because the rule in my house is that I have their passwords and I get to go in at any time. In fact, all Ashton's notifications that come through on Instagram drive me crazy on a good day, but that's our rule. So any adult is going to tell you that your kids definitely know how to use the internet far better than you, and that comes with technology, with apps. It doesn't matter what. Like, you get something new, you give it to your kid, you don't need a manual, and they'll figure it out in 5 minutes. So why not use that opportunity to learn from them? These kids are so brilliant. So use it as an opportunity to learn. Use apps before that they like. Try it out for yourself. See what it does, check if there's stuff that should be censored, increase those security settings if you need to, and double up on your passwords and your double authentication. Try those options because it is going to help your kids better. But it's also a case of different kids like different things. So Ashton, not very techy, he likes Instagram, but he just chats on DMs to his friends. Skylar, on the other hand, loves gaming. This boy wants to be online gaming all the time, so we've put measures in place. I monitor how much of time. I get a weekly report, and we've had to explain to him, like, you playing with people we don't know. So that is so important to understand what they are doing with the technology that they have at their fingertips. We're never going to be able to get rid of it, guys. It is here. Just tip number 4 is that we need to create critical thinkers. This is what's going to give your kids the edge when it comes to using the internet safely. So things like clickbait, I didn't even know what that was. My kids taught me that, so I'm constantly learning from them. So explain things like fake news, fake followers, clickbait. There's so many different things, but you need to discuss these things with them so they don't get caught up in it and get themselves into trouble. Like, you gotta lead by example. So in our home, no tech, no phones, no TV an hour before they go to bed. And that rule has to apply to me. And my kids often correct me. They're like, Mom, it's time for bed. You need to just switch off already. So you've got to lead by example. It makes it easier for them to follow suit. It makes it easier for them to adjust and just accept that, there are rules within your home and they are there to keep us safe. So why not do it? Okay, so tip number 6 is privacy settings. This is the most critical thing, guys. Every app that is out there has these privacy settings. So whether it's defaulting your location, which you don't want your kids to be doing, you don't want that default setting, so you want to disable that. Who they make friends with, all of those things are really important. You don't want them on an open account. They should have a private account and only accept friend requests from a real people that they know and not some pretty hard girl sitting on the other end of the world who actually is a grown-up man who has the worst of intentions. So work through those privacy settings with your kids. Some of them are going to need help, and just make sure that they're on the right settings. You can building this culture with your kids about reporting. So like, it's got to be non-punitive, right? So if your kid comes and report something to you and says, "Mom, I saw this on the internet," and you are losing your mind, they're going to stop doing it. So rather like encourage that open conversation, let them report anything. Someone that says, "Hi, how are you? Where do you live?" That happened to Ashton. It was a young girl, and she was like, "Hi, where do you live? And what's your address?" And I was like, wow. But he came and told me immediately, so we could shut that down and block that person really, really quickly. They've also got to report stuff like cyberbullying, which is such a massive thing, or if they see any sexual content, if there's violence. All of those are part of our rules in our home, and my kids are happy to report that to me. We do kind of recap on a weekend. The weeks do get busy, and they don't spend as much time in the week on their phones and internet, but on the weekends they do, like, sort of give them free reign on a weekend, and then they do tell me when they do see something odd. Sometimes I'm never ready, but that's part of being a parent. They need to learn to be password savvy. They cannot be using like a basic Ashton as a password. That's not going to work. So teach them how to build these passwords that they have a high security level. There is your what is it called? Two-factor authentication, so that doubles up there. Set that up for them. Use your email if you have to, so you can track if someone is trying to log into their account. Remember, your kids don't have their phones. Well, a lot of kids don't at school. So if someone is trying to log into their account, these kids are only going to pick it up a lot later. Like my kids will pick it up on the weekend. So that's where I come in and I manage that for them. The guys, they do need your help to be safe. So it is a little bit more effort, like when Ashton's notifications are coming through, but like I have all the passwords and we check on that and we change it quite often as well. Social media and the internet really gets an absolutely bad rap, but like tip number 9 has a lot to do with creating positive engagement. Guys, I love the internet. I love social media. I was never a tech kind of girl, but I can't live without it. As a professional, a blogger, an influencer, an entrepreneur, I can't do without the internet. I don't think that you guys can. So at the end of the day, we need to get with the program and just do things in a more positive way and explain to the kids that, the pros and cons. So we're forever making videos. We're showing you our dance moves when we go adventuring. It's amazing. There's so much positivity that does come from it. On a personal level, social media has helped my son, Ashton, who suffers with mental health issues, actually come out of his shell. He's not as shy and reserved. His funny side is coming out. So we're grateful for it, but it's just a matter of managing it correctly and setting it up so these kids are safe. So my final tip, number 10, thanks to Facebook, is sharing is definitely not caring. So we don't want our kids to basically be giving out their full birthdays, where they live, what school they go to. Like a lot of parents are on board with not showing like the emblems on their blazers or their ties. It just makes it a little bit more easier to get access to your kids, and we want to like shut that down. So your kids need to realize you don't give out that information. And you know what, guys, if we just put these little measures in place, it's going to be amazing to help your kids, because they are not going to stop. This is a different era, and the more we try and keep it away from them, the greater the interest. So let's empower our kids to use the internet safely, and I hope you guys have an awesome, safer internet day. And I just want to let you guys know that I have collaborated with Facebook on this. It is a paid partnership, and I'm just so grateful for the opportunity, because this is a topic very, very close to my heart and my home. So guys, have an awesome day. Catch you later.